Welcome to my world history notes, where I talk about my book, A Bible Believer Looks at World History, which you can purchase on lulu.com, amazon.com, or the Bible Baptist bookstore. You don't have to, though. You can follow me on here. Today, we're going to talk about ancient India. So let me begin. Um, in our account, we're also just before the Aryan migrations in India and the emergence of historical China. The earliest civilization that historians mention in India is the Mohenjo-Daro culture, which they give as existent around 2900 BC, according to Duran. India is not so much a nation as Egypt or Sumeria, but more like Europe, a polyglot of languages and cultures on a subcontinent called South Asia. The river Indus, 1,000 miles long, had its name from the native Punjabi word for river, Sindhu, which the Persians, changing it to Hindu, applied to all of northern India as Hindustan, the land of the rivers. Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa on the Indus River were discovered in 1924 and may represent a more advanced civilization than even Ur, with the lowest strata of excavation being a more advanced culture than the upper, and possibly representing the pre-flood civilization. Some of the things found include household utensils, dice, chessmen, coins older than any previously known, over 1,000 engraved seals done in an unknown pictographic script, stone carvings superior to that of all Sumerians, copper weapons and tools, a copper model of a two-wheeled cart, one of the oldest examples of this vehicle, gold and silver jewelry finished and finally polished in such a manner that they could have come from a modern jewelry store. And as mentioned earlier, the finds get more detailed and spectacular the deeper the archaeologists look. Many believe that the civilization of Mohenjo-Daro was the oldest in the world. Durant laments that, quote, in India or elsewhere, the beginnings of civilization are buried in the earth, and not all the spades of archaeology will ever quite exhume them. There are some students of Hindu religious literature, such as the Vedas and the Mahabharata, that insist that they contain verses that describe airplanes and spaceships, and even descriptions of nuclear warfare. While flying machines are also mentioned in Babylonian literature as being quite ancient origin, and also in Chaldean writings, it is the claim that it may have been atomic warfare that destroyed Mohenjo-Daro, which is most interesting. In 1979, David Davenport, an Englishman born living in India, wrote a book that claimed the evidence of an event generating enormous heat is everywhere on the site of the city. However, most scientists regard this interpretation of the evidence as ranking right down there with Eric von Daniken's Chariot of the Gods book from the 1970s, which claimed that extraterrestrial alien life forms gave us our civilizations. A source devoted to studying ancient Indian religious literature contained the following, I'm quoting: only 7 years after the first successful atomic bomb blast in New Mexico, Dr. Robert Oppenheimer, scientist, philosopher, bohemian, and radical, a theoretical physicist and the supervising scientist of the Manhattan Project, who was familiar with ancient Sanskrit literature, was giving a lecture at Rochester University. During the question and answer period, a student asked a question to which Oppenheimer gave a strangely qualified answer. The student asked, was the bomb exploded at Alamogordo during the Manhattan Project the first one to be detonated? Dr. Oppenheimer said, quote, well, yes, in modern times, of course. Whatever is true or mere fantasy, Durant is probably correct, and there are simply a great deal of things we will never know in this life. Now, I'm going to stop there and work on China next time. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.